At the beginning of the story, we're shown that demons are wreaking havoc everywhere. This is the year 2093, and no one knows where these demons came from. Humans are unable to fight them, the crime rate has soared, and the government is no longer effective. During this period of devastation, a hero named Zero emerges. Don't go by his name, as he quickly starts defeating all the demons. After finally defeating the Demon King, other heroes start appearing, and by 2100, the crime rate has decreased. However, this was also the time when humanity's first hero vanished. 5 years after his disappearance, we see a man who turns out to be Zero, living an ordinary life. His name is Lynn. He notices that people have made a movie about Zero, and Lynn says they are capitalizing on Zero's name. They've released 5 movies in 5 years. Lynn is complaining about this when people start cheering for a band performance. The name of the performer was Shin. When Lynn goes to see what's happening, a C-class criminal shoots at Shin and reveals that he is the famous Black Hand criminal seeking revenge for what Shin's family did to him. But he is shocked when Shin takes all their guns and starts attacking them. Shin's band easily deals with them. Even the leader can't even land a hit on Shin, and Shin defeats him with a single punch. The Black Hand refuses to give up, but Lynn cuffs him as any senior officer would. We learn that Shin had paid the Black Hand to attack them and then pretend to be defeated to make Shin's band famous. The deal was to pay half before and the other half after the job, but now as Shin cuffed the leader, he feels betrayed as he thought Shin has called the police. This angers him, and he says that now he will show how powerful a C-class villain can be. The Black Hand easily overpowered all the band members alone. At this point, a D-class hero named Chen arrives to save them. Chen wants to defeat the Black Hand to become popular, but the Black Hand mocks him, thinking he can easily defeat Chen. Chen pulls out his gloves, which he thinks can easily take down an elephant, but the recoil causes him embarrassment as he flew away by the recoil. Lin worries about Chen and asks if he's hurt, but Chen is determined not to give up easily and attacks the Black Hand with another gadget. This too has no effect, and Chen ends up humiliating himself. The Black Hand also gets angry and moves to finish Chen off. Chen tells Lin to leave because he doesn't want him to get hurt. Lin tells Chen that he will die if he continues this way, but Chen explains that it's his duty to protect the weak. Hearing this, Lin realizes he is also a hero with the duty to protect people. Lin steps up and surprises everyone by defeating the Black Hand with a single attack. Afterward, Chen grabs Lin's feet and asks him to join his team, suggesting that Chen's brains and Lin's strength would make a perfect team. Lin is doubtful about Chen, but Chen says he didn't bring his technological weapons today. While they are discussing this, a girl arrives who was sent by the association. Chen recognizes her as the city's third most powerful hero named Mano. Chen explains the situation, how the Black Hand attacked Shin's family, and that he and his assistant stopped the Black Hand. Chen is shocked to find that Lin has disappeared. When Lin returns home, his sister kicks a boy out and Lin wonders why this boy, who seemed like husband material, was kicked out. His sister reveals that she loves Zero, who saved the whole world. Lin panics, fearing his sister might find out that he himself is Zero. His sister is angry that Lin still hasn't found a job and is upset that he doesn't help with housework and spends all day playing video games. At this moment, Chen, the E-rank hero, arrives and invites Lin to join his team. Chen says he wants Lin to become his assistant and explains the salary. When Lin's sister hears the amount, she immediately agrees. Lin says he's just an ordinary guy who doesn't know how to fight, but his sister has decided that he will join the Hero Association. However, to become a hero, he must take a test, so they head to the hero's headquarters in the morning. There is a statue with some people standing with heroes. Chen explains that these people helped Zero save the world from demons, but Lin knows that he is Zero and realizes that the people in the statue are frauds. Chen explains that the government decides a hero's rank, which ranges from S to E, but there's no time for that now because Lin has to take the qualification test. They are taken to a room where a person named Tun is working out with heavy dumbbells. Tun says Lin just needs to survive for 3 minutes to qualify, but everyone is shocked when Lin asks what he will get if he defeats Tun. Chen thinks Lin is being a bit too bold and apologizes to Tun. Tun demonstrates his powers, but Lin pulls out a large weapon from somewhere and blocks his attack. Don't ask in the comments where Lin got such a big weapon because even I don't know. The examiner is also shocked because no one has ever blocked Tun's attack like this before. Tun admits he has never fought someone as strong as Lin and says that most people become heroes just for fame. But the test isn't over yet, and Tun wants to see Lin's powers. Lin blocks Tun's attacks repeatedly, which angers Tun, but Lin defeats him with a single kick. Lin asks about his test results, But the examiner is shocked and tells him to go to the room for the written exams. Chun is pleased to have such a capable assistant, but Lynn is nervous about the written exams and says it's all over. We then see Tun waking up in a hospital bed, recalling that a newcomer defeated him but not remembering what happened afterward. Mano says Lynn's strength will be A rank, but shows Tun Lynn's written test where he answered all questions incorrectly. For the question about why he wants to be a hero, he wrote answer to why he doesn't want to be a hero. Essentially, Lynn is a clueless guy. When the exam results are posted, Chun mocks Lynn for getting full marks in the physical exams, but only 13 in the written exams. Isn't it like One Punch Man but with hairs? Let me know in the comments. Lynn says he doesn't want more embarrassment and starts to leave, but Chun explains that everyone has their shortcomings and power isn't everything, which is why teams are formed to cover each other's weaknesses. Lynn says that the weak always rely on the powerful, and that someone weak cannot become a hero. Then they see a boy being bullied by some so-called heroes because he saved people at the right time. While the bullies wanted the situation to be worse so they could get a lot of money for saving them. The weak boy bravely says they are not real heroes, but the bullies throw him away when he says he wants to be like Zero. Chun attacks the bullies because he also sees Zero as his idol and cannot tolerate anyone disrespecting Zero in front of him. Lynn stops their fight, but now the bullies want to bully Lynn. Another hero arrives named Shershan, who also gets angry about the bullies disrespecting Zero, but the bullies run away seeing Shershan. The weak boy introduces himself as Yeonkin. Shershan says he is an E-rank hero, but people are afraid of him, and he is happy when someone talks to him normally. He reveals he has no friends, and Chun laughs at Shershan for having a game character as his friend. Lynn gets excited because he plays the same game with that cute girl. Lynn invites Shershan to join his team, and Shershan gets emotional because no one has ever asked him to join a team. Everyone wonders what ability Shershan has that makes people afraid of him despite being an E-rank hero. Shershan reveals his ability is called Jinx, which causes misfortune to anyone who interacts with him. Everyone is shocked to hear this, and Shershan explains that he's called the Unlucky Ghost because, in his childhood, his orphanage burned down and then he was swept away by a flood. He was the only one who survived these incidents and then lived on the streets. However, a good incident happened when Zero saved him from a monster, leading him to want to become a hero. Shershan, in excitement, breaks a pillar, causing the whole building to start collapsing. Shershan says it's his fault, but he is amazed when Lynn saves a little girl from being crushed by the statue. Lynn tells everyone to run, and after the incident, everyone is in the hospital because Yeonkin was seriously injured by falling debris. Lynn tells Shershan that Yeonkin will be okay, but Yeonkin gets angry and says the doctor said he came back from the brink of death. Lynn tells Yeonkin he shouldn't talk to his teammates that way, but Yeonkin questions which team. Lynn says if that's the case, it's his fault for starting the fight with those heroes, and he forces Yeonkin to join the team. Shershan is worried about his bad luck ability, but promises to stay 10 feet away from everyone. Eventually, everyone agrees to join the team. We see Chen giving orders to everyone like a boss before a mission, and he is still telling Lynn to bring food for him. Then the dealer's group arrives, and all the team members take their positions. Yeonkin's job is to carry equipment, and as usual, Chen's equipment isn't working properly. The criminal organization tests what they came to deal with and is pleased with its performance. The heroes' team introduces themselves, and Chen falls from the sky. The criminal organization attacks them, and we see Yeonkin's teleportation ability, which helps him take their weapons. The criminals, with the help of a monster, attack them, and Shershan uses a machine gun and chili powder. The monster is very powerful, and they are scared and tell Lynn to run as well, but Lynn isn't afraid of anyone. Lynn says the monster isn't that dangerous and makes it disappear. Chan is shocked to see Lynn throw the monster into the city, and we see the monster grabbing an old man to eat. Lynn destroys the monster in time, and Chen tells Lynn to slow down because he wants to save the battery of his shoes for the fight. Chun says Lynn's fighting style is very dangerous and suggests using a purifying weapon. Chen attacks the monster with the small weapon, but the monster throws him away. We see that Chen's plan might work as he shows crazy reflexes, dodging the monster's attacks and attacking with his purifier. Lynn puts away his weapon, and by the time the other team members arrive, the monster is purified and the people present are happy to see their clothes and skin cleaned. Lynn gives all the credit to Chen, and we see Chun saving a little girl from the water. Everyone thinks that Chun caused the girl's memory loss, and Lynn asks the girl's name, but she doesn't reply. Then the bell rings, and it's Mano. Mano starts playing with the little girl, but Lynn asks Mano why she is here. The other team members get angry at Lynn for the way he is talking to Mano, but Mano isn't upset and explains that she was sent here by Lingji. Lynn tells her to explain everything, and Mano shows them a device with all the information. Mano explains that orphanages are set up around the world for orphan children. But Lynn explains how experiments are conducted on these children, saying that this girl is a failed experiment, and any experiment that fails gets terminated. The ground starts shaking, and we see Lynn getting angry. He can't believe how this could happen despite the presence of heroes, and says that whoever is behind this will not get away with it. With Lynn's power, everyone in the room is at risk of dying, but Lynn manages to control him and explains that he gets emotional hearing such things. Chun says that if a top hero is being kept away from this situation, it means something is seriously wrong. Mano says Chian is right and that her investigation revealed some top people in the Hero Association are supporting the enemy, including the corrupt head of the Hero Association, O Yen. Afterward, we see Lynn's sister scolding him because she feels Lynn has started kidnapping children. Lynn explains to his sister that they saved this girl from a criminal organization and that there is no one else in this world that will protect her except them. Lynn's sister is unable to resist the girl's cuteness and says she will protect her from the criminals. Lynn reassures her that they are taking good care of her. Lynn's sister points out that the spicy bacon isn't very healthy, and then Lynn notices they are being followed. Lynn tells his sister to go shopping for the little girl while he deals with those following them. Mano had revealed that the girl was an important test subject for O Yen. Lynn asks Mano why she, one of the senior members of the association, isn't doing anything, but Mano says she doubts they can protect themselves now. Mano requests that they protect the girl, but warns them to be cautious as the head of the association might go to any lengths to obtain her. In the present, the assassins group remembers Lynn, but Lynn doesn't recall who they are. The bad heroes reveal that the head of the Hero Association sent them to capture the girl. They suspect Lynn's team knows something, so they ask them to come along, but Lynn refuses. The assassin says they will show them the power of a B-class hero, and this time, the boy with the Jinx ability isn't with them. In the next moment, we see the assassins getting scared as Lynn says they were very weak. Lynn then returns to his sister, who has been waiting for them. Lynn silences Yuan Qin because he was about to reveal that they had just defeated the assassin. Lynn's sister has bought nice clothes for the girl and named her Momo. She says Momo will stay with him until her family is found, but Lynn says Momo is part of an important case. After much persuasion from his sister, he agrees. Meanwhile, the head of the Hero Association, O Yen, is angry that the assassins couldn't even defeat 3 E-rank heroes. A man sitting nearby says not to worry because good news is coming as he has sent his most powerful man. That night, an assassin girl attacks a man in a house but gets scared when she sees the man's head fall off, and the room is filled with many drone masks. Hearing the girl's scream, Chun turns on the room's lights. The girl attacks Chun with a weapon that she thinks Chun used to kill everyone and then hung their faces on the wall, but nothing happens to Chun, who explains that it's just an electric toothbrush. The girl feels embarrassed and attacks Shin with dangerous weapon which turns out to be body cleaner spray, and she runs away after seeing Chun naked. We see another assassin keeping an eye on Lynn's house from outside. Suddenly Lynn appears behind the assassin. The assassin explains that he is not like the C-class heroes Lynn fought before. He is an A-rank assassin. Lynn easily dodges his attack and gives him a chance to run away, but the assassin injects himself, turning his body into a monster-like form, and says his power is now equivalent to an S-rank. Lynn cuts off his hand with one strike, and says it seems the injection has expired. The assassin is shocked by Lynn's strength, seeing how easily Lynn defeats him in his S-rank form. Lynn tells the assassin to relay a message to O Yen to stop chasing the girl. The assassin says Lynn won't be able to kill him because his body will heal, and after killing Lynn, his sister will be next. But now, any harm to his sister is unacceptable. The assassin realizes he made a mistake, and Lynn's aura is like that of a legendary hero. Lynn, in anger, blows up half the mountain with the assassin. At midnight, when Lynn's sister asks where he was, Lynn says he was watching TV. After his sister leaves, Lynn remembers that Mano had said O Yen and the Evil Company are having a meeting in 3 days, and it's their chance to defeat them. Lynn had promised Mano that he would support her in this fight. Lynn reflects that he used to say he didn't want to be a hero, and Tan had told him that many heroes become heroes just to gain fame, and very few sacrifice their lives to save others. The day of the meeting between O Yen and the Evil Company arrives. Mano explains her plan, stating that they will need help from other heroes and introduces Chao, who will assist them. Additionally, they will need help from other heroes. Their main goal is to obtain a magical virus that could kill hundreds if it spreads. Chao says that Lynn's group members are useless and mocks Lynn's short height. Chao's anger cools when Mano reveals that Lynn defeated the assassin sent by O Yen. Chao then questions the purpose of the double battery in the group. Kin says he would give his life for his friends. Chao isn't impressed and tells them not to get in her way. In the end, everyone agrees to support each other in the mission. That night, everyone takes their positions, and a bodybuilder gang is impressed with Lynn's physique. Then a man named Gren arrives on a helicopter, and the bodybuilder gang attacks them before Mano's signal. O goes to fight, and everyone leaves for the fight without Mano's signal. The plan for a surprise attack is ruined, and Gren starts to escape. Chao destroys the helicopter's wings, but a sniper shoots at it from a distance, and Kin goes to help. Mano is in disbelief that the president has recruited Legay, who has the power to block bullets, and the president also reveals that Legay was once a top hero. Mano says she will handle Legay and tells Kin to go after Gren. Lynn finds Gren, who says he is impressed with Lynn for defeating his best assassins, but then the assassin girl attacks him. The assassin tells Gren to stay back, but Chun arrives, making it a 2-on-2 fight. Gren tells the assassin to fight Chun, as their powers are evenly matched. Lynn is confident as usual and attacks Gren. In the forest, Chun explains why he is a genius by predicting the assassin's attack. Kin asks Chao if she is okay, and Chao saves Kin from a sniper bullet. Kin feels he is a burden to Chao and saves her from falling, analyzing the bullet angles to locate the sniper. Chao's attack forces the sniper to retreat, and Chao is impressed with Kin's intelligence. The president feels insulted that Mano thinks she can defeat him, but Mano proves otherwise by successfully attacking him. The president says that's all and reveals he hasn't even used his full power. The president defeats Mano with a punch, and then Legay appears in the forest again, trapping Chao in a magical barrier and attacking Kin. Legay says that to catch prey, you must set a trap. Chao is shocked by the barrier, as this technology is only available to the government. Legay says it was given to him by the president, and that this barrier was modified to capture heroes. Legay takes out a deadly weapon to eliminate Chao. Meanwhile, Chun and the assassin girl's fight is shown, with the girl making a deadly attack on Chun. Outside the forest, the president tells Mano that she should now understand she can't defeat him. Mano says she fights for justice and is willing to sacrifice her life for it. Evil always loses. The president asks if she thinks these weak heroes can stop him, and Mano tries another attack but fails, and the president starts to push her face into the ground. Gren injects himself to increase his powers and tells Lynn that the game is over for him. Lynn mocks Gren for relying on the injection, and they start blocking each other's attacks. Becoming serious, Lynn finishes the fight with a powerful 5-hit combo, humiliating Gren. In the forest, Chin asks the assassin girl why she is supporting the bad guys and tries to convince her he will help her. Chen tells her that she will only find death on the path of evil, and we see that Chen is injured from her attack. Chen does not move from in front of her sword, and seeing this, she agrees. Meanwhile, Legay is brutally attacking Kin. Chao tells Legay to release Kin, and Legay says he wants to torment her before killing her. Kin offers more money than the president to Legay to keep his dirty hands off Chao. Kin uses his telekinesis to deliver a punch to Legay, which has no effect on Legay. Then Legay starts attacking him. Just when Legay is about to finish him off, Kin threatens to blow up a bomb. He tells Legay to run away, and then Legay attacks him to finish him off. Seeing this, Chao feels a surge of power in his body and defeats Legay with a powerful attack. As Kin dies, he grabs him with his emotions. Outside the forest, the president feels that Legay has lost. Mano, using her remaining power, attacks with the Ice Lotus. The president says that it is useless, to which Mano replies that she was just wasting time and calls for Lynn. When Lynn arrives, the fight turns to one side as Lynn throws Legay away with a punch. Mano is impressed by his strength for the first time. The president is in a bad state because his armor is now broken and some of his bones are also fractured. Mano tells him to surrender, but then the president injects himself with a strange serum and turns into a monster. The president becomes 10 times stronger and claims that his power exceeds that of an S-rank monster. After the president's attack, Lynn is not there, but when the president attacks Mano, Lynn arrives to protect her. The president is shocked that Lynn easily blocks his attack, but is even more surprised by Lynn's counterattack. Gren says that Lynn's power is also S-rank, but his martial arts skills are more powerful. Lynn demonstrates his speed and easily blocks the president's attack. He throws the president into the air, and then delivers a powerful attack while he is still airborne. Mano thinks the president is dead, but Lynn says he can control the power of his attacks. Then Chen and the assassin girl also arrive, and Chen tells them that the assassin girl is now with them. After defeating the president, everyone celebrates their victory, but the celebration ends when Chao arrives with Kin's body. We see Lynn's team in the hospital, and Yeon-kin is angry upon seeing the news because it doesn't mention who defeated the bad guys. But Chun says that real heroes don't care about recognition. When Lynn arrives, everyone is surprised that his face isn't scathed. Mano says that everyone needs to improve and that she has talked to the Hero Association to get them training. Everyone agrees to the training, but Lynn says he doesn't need it because he is already strong. Everyone is angry at his arrogance. Chow says that he has only defeated 2 A ranks and that stronger people are in the top 8 families who possess S rank and SS rank power. She says he cannot defeat them, to which Lynn challenges his team to prove that they cannot defeat him even if they work together. To prove this, they all go to the roof for a fight. They attack together, but Lynn tells them they are not attacking as a team. Chow attacks alone, and then Lynn apologizes for hitting her hard. The fight progresses, and Mano uses her ice ability. Lynn easily stops this attack, and then Mano traps Lynn in a powerful ice prison with her ice magic. But Lynn breaks out with a powerful punch. After that, Lynn easily defeats the rest. The group realizes that Lynn's attack speed is so fast that they cannot even see it. Mano says they need to become stronger, to which Chan says that Lynn hasn't used his powerful weapon yet. Then we see Lynn's sister angry with him for bringing a dog home. His sister doesn't listen to him, and then Momo asks for Lynn's help. Lynn's sister also doesn't listen to her, but the next morning she is seen walking the dog. When she goes to work, the doctor says he is busy, so she will have to handle the lab. We see his duty is to heal O Yen Rue, and he tells the O Yen family that his condition is critical. The family head kills O Yen Rue and says there is no place for weak people in this family. As the family head leaves, a man named Doyang stops him and says they should focus on the plan rather than the fact that Mano has harmed their family. After D leaves, Doyang says to increase production. The doctor says he has a shortage of staff and is barely managing the current production. Doyang knew the doctor would say this, so he introduces another doctor, Dr. Musley. The doctor initially refuses, but is told that he works for them. At the Hero Academy, Lynn thinks about how his team's training is going but is told it is very bad. Mano tries to approach Lynn, but he wonders what she is doing and if she got hit in head in the fight with O Yen Rue. Then Shan arrives and tells Lynn that he wants to become a hero like him. After O Yen Rue, the new president of the Hero Association arrives, and it turns out to be Doyang. Everyone is excited to see him, but Lynn notices that Mano is not happy. We learn that Doyang is Mano's brother, and she thinks he has come to take her away. Doyang says not yet but warns that she should not think that she has escaped, and that when he comes, even her friends won't be able to save her. Lynn and his team arrive, and Doyang has heard a lot about Lynn, who defeated O Yen Rue and the evil company alone. He invites Lynn to the O Yen family, which makes his team happy, but Lynn declines. Doyang is disappointed and tells Lynn that he is alive only because the head of the O Yen family wants it. Lynn is not afraid of his threat and tells him to try and kill him if he wants. Doyang gets angry at Lynn's confidence and Mano tries to stop her brother from doing what he is about to do but is too late. Doyang says that everyone will bow down. Lynn is unaffected by Doyang's ability. Doyang gets furious and uses his full power, causing effects in the building. Lynn is still unaffected and easily stops his attack with his power. Lynn helps his teammates, and Mano asks her brother why he is doing this. Doyang says he was checking his stance. He had planned to use only a little power but ends up using his full power, and it becomes clear that Lynn is very dangerous. Outside, the team members wonder why the new president did this and realize that things won't be easy. Then Lynn receives a call from his sister, who tells him that the dog experiment she was working on is complete. Dr. Musley also comes to ask about the experiment's progress and is shocked to see that the dog is now reading graduate-level books. They are impressed by the experiment. Then a man intimidates Li Wen and tells him to run away because the lab she is working in is funded by the O Yen family, who are not good people. Li Wen knows her life is in danger but doesn't want to leave Dr. Qin alone, saying she wants to live without fear. After Li Wen leaves, the man tells someone to keep an eye on Li Wen. We see the dog overhearing this. Meanwhile, Lynn is going with Chun and notices that someone is following them. Lynn catches the girl and finds her group. He teaches them a lesson and discovers that they are keeping an eye on the laboratory where his sister works. The person who sent them is named Wang Fong, who is often shown his emotionless demeanor. Lynn gets angry and decides to teach him a lesson. Wang Fong realizes that his sent people have been defeated and thinks that Doyang is behind it. In the lab, Lynn gives his sister a necklace and tells her that if she is in trouble, she should press the button on it, and he will come to help. His sister begins to suspect his words, but remembers Wang Fong's comments and does not want Lynn to get involved. Lynn's sister tells them to take the dog away. Shan is keeping an eye on Mano because her life is in danger, but then a car stops outside her house. A man named Jihao, the youngest member of the O Yen family, gets out. He tells Mano that she will become his wife, but Mano refuses and insults his family. This angers Jihao, and the bodybuilder gang comes to his rescue her. Jihao says that Mano is his fiancée, and Mano confirms this, asking them to leave. The bodybuilder gang still helps her, but Jihao's robots are very powerful. Jihao catches a bullet coming towards him with his finger and throws it back. Jihao reveals that he knew about Shan beforehand and uses his wind magic to make a final attack. After the defeat of the bodybuilder gang and Shan, Mano says she will go with him if he leaves her friends alive. Jihao agrees, but after he leaves, he orders the robots to finish them off. The robots attack Shan fatally, and when Shan opens his eyes, he sees that Lynn has saved him. Lynn says that the robots can regenerate themselves, but he has a special weapon. The robots can't do anything in front of Lynn, and Jihao receives a notification that someone is killing the robots. Jihao sees that his enemy has a fire spirit sword. Mano asks why Lynn is there, and Jihao says he will solve his problem with Lynn's help. Meanwhile, Lynn is angry that the O Yen family is after them again. Lynn is told that they need to help their injured friends, and Lynn promises to avenge Shan and save Mano. The team members decide to eliminate the O Yen family. Youngkin says that the O Yen family is too powerful to defeat, but Lynn believes that there is no such thing as a perfect family. He tells them that they are going to face the strongest enemy. Youngkin isn't sure if he can defeat them. Lynn isn't afraid of anyone, and Shin also says that real heroes don't get intimidated by evil. Lynn's team takes help from some old friends and hacks the blueprint of the O Yen family's house. They find out that tomorrow is Mano and Jihao's engagement function, and all the family members are angry with Mano because she defeated O Yen Rue. Lynn gets angry that the O Yen family is using her, but the team members ask him to stay calm. Lynn says that his standing here means he is calm. Otherwise, he would have already attacked the O Yen family. Shin acknowledges that Lynn is strong, but if they go without a plan, the rest of the team members' lives could be in danger. They have a famous friend who helps them distract the guards, then disables the defense system, and the three of them cross the wall. Inside, Chao asks Mano if she is really thinking about getting married. Mano explains that she has no choice. It's her family's decision. Chao leaves with her date, and Jihao asks Mano who Lynn is, but Mano doesn't reveal anything. Jihao mentions how powerful the sword that Lynn has is. He also says that he initially thought of making a deal with Lynn, but now he suspects that Lynn has come here for Mano, and his plan is to eliminate Lynn and his team to take the sword. Lynn and his two team members enter the place, and Chao arrives with her date. Youngkin is upset with her because she's with a handsome man. Lynn and Chun reach outside Mano's room and are considering how to deal with the guard. Chun suggests that Lynn leave the task to him. Mano gets scared when she sees Lynn because he's wearing a mask, but when she realizes that Lynn has come to take her away, she refuses to go with him. Mano tells Lynn that she has promised her family she won't cause any more problems for them. She expresses how serious she is, but Lynn is also serious and says he won't let her go through with the marriage. Lynn tells her that she is wasting the sacrifices made by Tan and Shan. Mano explains that she is sacrificing herself so that her family and her friends are not harmed. Lynn tells her to trust him and that there is no need for her to sacrifice herself. Lynn creates an escape route for her and once again says that she should come with him. Mano finally agrees, and as they go into the forest, they find Chen. He tells that Jihao is very powerful. Lynn tells Jihao that noble families do whatever they want, but this time, he will not let that happen. Jihao knows that talking won't solve the problem, so they decide to fight. Lynn says that if he wins, he will release Mano, and if Jihao wins, Mano will have another condition to meet. Lynn will give him the fire spirit sword. Lynn is confident that he will win, so Mano agrees. Mano is worried about Lynn because Jihao is the strongest in the youngest generation, but Lynn tells her not to worry, saying he is stronger than she thinks. Jihao and Lynn enter the arena to fight, and both family heads come to watch the fight. Jihao says the result of the fight will determine if the wedding will take place or not. If Jihao wins, Lynn will also give him a gift, the fire spirit sword. Seeing the sword, both family heads become interested in the fight because the sword is a treasure that had disappeared. The head of the O Yen family thinks Jihao will not use his full strength. Jihao sets up a barrier outside the arena so that both can use their full power. Seeing Lynn's weapon, Jihao is shocked because Lynn is not using the powerful fire spirit sword. Lynn asks Jihao where his weapon is, and Jihao says one finger is enough to defeat him. The fight starts, and Jihao shows his power, but Lynn easily blocks his attacks. Jihao also has some tricks up his sleeve, and Lin manages to defend himself against Jihao's attacks. Jihao says he is now serious about the fight, but it doesn't matter because Lin is still blocking his attacks. It becomes clear that Lin is more powerful. When Jihao is about to die from Lin's attack, Lin gives him a powerful kick in the face. Jihao does not give up and attacks Lin, but stops when Lin almost breaks his barrier. Jihao sacrifices his fingers to save his life, but cannot protect himself from Lin's punch. Lin thinks about ending the fight, and everyone is shocked to see a powerful dragon. Jihao cannot block Lin's attack and gets seriously injured. Lin says this is revenge for what Jihao did to Shirshan. Jihao decides to use all his remaining power to destroy Lin. Jihao's attack is so powerful that it breaks the arena's barrier. It is understood that Lin is dead because he is not seen there after the attack. Lin then comes down from the sky and kicks Jihao, telling him that the fight will end only when one of them dies. The head tells Jihao to stop, but Jihao activates a secret scroll and tells everyone to leave the arena. After the attack, the arena is destroyed, and the head says this forbidden scroll was created by an evil double S rank master. Lin's team searches for him, but only Jihao is alive, having absorbed the evil energy. Lin tells his friends not to panic and to give him a few minutes to end this problem. The foolish Jihao tries again to kill Lin, but this time Lin defeats him with his spirit energy. Mano celebrates, but we see that she stops and finds out that the real mastermind behind everything is none other than the new president, Du Yong. When Du Yong was young, he dreamed of becoming like his ideal Zero. Meanwhile, Lin observes that not only Mano but everyone else is affected by this. Du Yong's transformed version comes to Lin and tells him that his power is now greater than that of 100 S-rank heroes, and now this world belongs to him. He starts laughing like a madman. Du Yong wants to kill the bug standing in front of him and gets angry that his mind control ability has no effect on Lin. Du Yong say that this world is now under his control and that he will become a supreme power after Lin dies, but his attacks have no effect on Lin. Lin tells him to stop being crazy and come down, but this angers Du Yong, who declares himself the most powerful being in this world. Lin says that he is only slightly strong and that Du Yong's arrogance is misplaced. Du Yong tells Lin to bow before him or prepare to die. Lin refuses to bow to anyone. Du Yong knew Lin would say that, so he plans to give him a death that will make everyone obey his orders. They engage in a close fight, and Lin says being powerful is boring because powerful people are always alone. But Du Yong disagrees, saying that powerful people can do whatever they want. Du Yong says he will now send Lin to hell, and then his sister too. Du Yong uses one of his abilities, mental arrows, and sees dangerous monsters in Lin's mind and a girl in Lin's arms dying, and saying that he should forget her and live his life happily. Lin's eyes become ruthless, and he says he promised never to go back to being the way he was. But Lin breaks his promise made with his hands when he starts transforming. Du Yong recognizes the aura as that of the legendary hero Zero. Lin transforms into Zero, but Du Yong does not believe that Lin is Zero and attacks him. Lin's energy injures Du Yong. Lin thinks that his skill has rusted. Du Yong does not give up and continues attacking. Lin uses his weakest attack to warm up, and despite being a supreme being, he still has to make everyone bow before him. Lin uses his second weak attack, and Du Yong deflects it with his remaining strength. Du Yong thinks he is safe, but the attack is not over yet, and he loses. Du Yong realizes that he cannot match Lin's power. Lin says that not everything can be solved with power. Du Yong says that how can such a powerful being understand human problems? Lin agrees and says it's time to end the fight. Lin uses his third weak attack, Liberation. This attack is very powerful. Du Yong cries out in pain, and Lin takes his power from him. Lin asks him why he chose the path of becoming powerful. Du Yong laughs and realizes that he is about to die and that he has to protect others in real life. He wanted to rid the world of evil, so he wanted to become the strongest. He did not realize when he strayed from his true path due to his addiction to power. Du Yong wants Lin to tell him how he became so powerful. Lin shows him his battle scars and explains that the scar on his chest is from when the spirit sword went through it, the scar on his back is from an alien cannon, and the scar on his shoulder is from a fight with a legendary warrior, and so on. Du Yong says it's not a miracle that Lin is still alive, and these are the reasons why Lin became so strong. When Du Yong asks about the girl, Lin says he does not want to talk about it. Lin tells him to stop calling him Zero because he is no hero, but he does not know why he joined the Hero Association. Du Yong begins to disappear and thinks about how he is dying at the hands of his ideal. Lin says there is no harm in living a simple life. After a while, Wang Fong opens his eyes and sees that her crush, Li Wan, is with her brother Lin and is safe. Li Wan wonders why he is here, and Lynn explains that how can a brother stay easy when his sister is in trouble? Lynn is angry because Li Wan did not use the necklace and tells her that he is a registered hero. Lynn is thinking about how he met Mano and asks her if she is leaving the city. Mano has bought tickets and warns Lynn that the crime rate in the city she is going to is very high. Mano says it was her dream to study at an academy there and kisses Lynn, telling him how she feels about him. After Mano leaves, Lynn tells the girl from HS Memory that he is living happily as he promised her. Meanwhile, in a maximum security prison, a man is laughing like a madman and says he can feel that Zero is back because he is the one who can generate such a powerful energy wave. He starts laughing again and tells Zero to wait for him. They will meet soon.